stop whatever you're doing right now. Because the energy that just came through for you, it's not something I can ignore, and honestly, it's not something you should ignore either. There is someone out there who has been on the edge. On the absolute edge of reaching out to you. And something keeps pulling them back. Something keeps stopping them right at the moment they're about to do it. And I need you to understand, that's not nothing. That's not indifference. That's not them not caring. What's happening in their energy right now is actually the opposite of not caring. It is someone who cares so deeply, so intensely, that the weight of it is paralyzing them. And today, this reading is going to show you exactly what's going on beneath the surface, why they keep stopping themselves, and what is coming for you because of it. Take a breath. Ground yourself. Because this one is going to hit different. The first thing I'm being shown is a picture of someone sitting alone. And they have their phone in their hand. They've opened up your name. Maybe it's a text thread. Maybe it's your contact page. Maybe it's your social media profile. And they're just sitting there. Staring at it. They've typed something out. Maybe they've done this 3, 4, 5 times. And every single time, they delete it. Every single time, something inside of them says, not yet. Not now. And they listen to that voice even though everything else in them is screaming to just send the message. Now I need you to understand something important. The number energy surrounding this reading, 333 and 999, is not random. 333 is the energy of a crossroads. It's the energy of a decision that has spiritual weight behind it. It's a number that shows up when something is in the process of aligning but hasn't fully clicked into place yet. And 999 is completion. It's the closing of a chapter. It's the universe saying, whatever has been building, whatever has been kept in the shadows, it cannot stay hidden much longer. Something is ending so that something new can finally begin. And when these two energies collide in someone's field the way they're colliding in the energy of the person who keeps almost reaching out to you, it means they are at the end of a cycle. They are at the point where they can no longer keep pretending. They are almost out of time to keep holding back. So what is actually stopping them? Let's go deeper. What I'm feeling from their energy is a very specific kind of fear. And it's not the kind of fear that comes from not wanting you. It's the kind of fear that comes from wanting you too much. There's a vulnerability here that they are not used to feeling. This person, whoever they are to you, they have spent a long time being the one who doesn't get shaken. They've spent a long time being in control of how they feel, being in control of how they present themselves to the world, being in control of their heart. And then you came along. And something cracked open. Something shifted in them that they weren't prepared for. And now they're standing at this edge, holding their phone, and the thing that's stopping them is this terrifying realization that reaching out to you means admitting that you have that kind of power over them. And they're not sure they're ready for that admission yet. But here's what I also need you to hear. Their fear? It's not about you doing anything wrong. It's not about you not being enough. It's actually a testament to how much you mean to them. The people we can take or leave, we text them without thinking twice. We reach out with zero hesitation because there's nothing at stake. But you? You are someone who feels like something is at stake. You feel like a risk. And that tells you everything you need to know about how they actually feel. Now let me talk about what's been going on energetically between the two of you, because this is where it gets really interesting. There's been a connection in the unseen space. Like before anything physical has happened, before words have been exchanged or maybe even before much has been said at all, there's been this silent communication happening between your energies. You've probably felt it. You've probably had moments where you thought of this person out of nowhere. Where they just showed up in your mind and you couldn't explain why. And you might have even brushed it off. Told yourself you were just being nostalgic, or hopeful, or whatever the rational explanation felt like in that moment. But I'm going to tell you right now, that wasn't random. That was them. Their thoughts traveling across the energetic space between you and landing in your field. That's what that was. Because the truth is, they think about you constantly. And I don't mean in a passive, background kind of way. I mean actively. I mean they're going about their day and something reminds them of you. A song. A place. A random thing that has nothing to do with you but suddenly everything to do with you. And they stop. And for a moment it's just you in their mind. And they feel this pull that they don't fully know what to do with. This isn't someone who's forgotten you. This isn't someone who has moved on and left you behind energetically. This is someone who is tethered to you whether they want to be or not. And the fact that they keep almost texting you, keeps drafting messages they never send, tells me they are in a constant inner battle. One side of them wants to reach out. One side of them keeps stopping. And the tension between those two sides is building to a breaking point. Let me tell you what I feel is at the core of their hesitation, because it's layered. The first layer is pride. There's something about this situation, about what happened between you, or about the dynamic that exists, where reaching out first feels like it requires them to set down their pride. And this is a person who doesn't do that easily. Their pride isn't arrogance, not exactly, it's more like armor. It's more like the thing they've learned to wear so that they don't end up getting hurt again. And somewhere along the way, they decided that reaching out first was the thing they absolutely would not do. But they keep getting to the edge of breaking that rule. Because whatever they feel for you is stronger than the rule. The second layer is uncertainty about how you would receive them. They don't know where you stand. And I want you to sit with that for a second, because this person who seems so pulled together, so capable, so certain of themselves in other areas of their life, they are genuinely, deeply uncertain about whether you still want to hear from them. They've replayed things. They've wondered if they waited too long. They've wondered if you've moved on. And that uncertainty is part of what keeps their finger hovering over the send button but never pressing it. The third layer, and this one is the most significant energetically, is that they feel the weight of what this is. Like there's a part of them that knows that if they reach out, something real begins. Something they can't take back. And as much as they want that, as much as they're drawn toward it, the magnitude of it is overwhelming. They feel like once they open that door, their whole life might shift. And they're almost ready for that. Almost. I also want to speak to the way this person carries you in their private world, because this came through really strongly. You have no idea how many times they've thought about what they would even say to you. You have no idea how many different versions of that first message they've written in their head. You have no idea how many times they've almost convinced themselves to just do it, just send it, just reach out, and then something happens. They get in their own way. They second-guess the timing. They tell themselves tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and it happens again. There's also something coming through around the people in their life. And this surprised me a little, but it makes sense when you sit with it. There's someone, or maybe a couple of people, around this person who has influenced the way they've been handling this. Maybe it's advice they've been given. Maybe it's an energy around them that's been a distraction or a delay tactic. I feel like there's an outside voice that has contributed to the hesitation. And it's not that they're choosing someone else's opinion over their own feelings, it's more like they've been confused by outside noise when their own inner knowing is actually very clear. Their inner knowing says you. It has always said you. Now let me speak directly to the spiritual layer of this, because 333 and 999 don't just show up around small things. The universe is involved in this connection. I know that might sound like something people say, but I mean this specifically and intentionally. There is a higher reason that you two keep circling each other. There is a higher reason this person keeps getting pulled back to thoughts of you. There is a higher reason that even when they've tried to move forward, tried to redirect their attention, tried to talk themselves out of whatever this is, they can't fully do it. Because something larger is at play here. Something that neither of you completely controls. The 999 energy tells me that a cycle is ending. Something that has kept this connection in a kind of limbo, something that has been the barrier between what this is in the invisible space and what it could be in the real, physical, tangible world, that barrier is losing its hold. The conditions that made it feel impossible, or too complicated, or not the right time, those conditions are shifting. And as they shift, the pressure on this person to finally close the gap, to finally reach out, to finally say what they've been holding for so long, that pressure is going to become undeniable. The 333 energy tells me that they are being guided. Whether they're aware of it or not, there are forces at work in their life right now that are nudging them toward making a decision. They cannot stay at the crossroads forever. And the nudges are getting louder. The signs are getting more obvious. The feelings are getting harder to suppress. The crossroads they're standing at is about to collapse into one clear direction. And that direction is you. What does this mean for you practically? What should you be doing with this information? The first thing I want to say is, don't perform. Don't try to engineer a situation to force their hand. Don't post something specifically designed to get their attention, or reach out just to test whether they'll respond, or do anything from a place of anxiety or strategy. Because the energy you're carrying right now, the energy of someone who trusts the connection, who trusts the timing, who trusts that what is meant to find them will find them, that energy is actually magnetic. The version of you that is grounded and whole and not chasing anything is the version of you that this person cannot stop thinking about. So be that version. Keep being that version. The second thing I want to say is that your own clarity matters here. Because I feel like there might be a part of you that's been going back and forth too. A part of you that's been uncertain about whether you even want to receive this person, about whether you trust it, about whether the history is too complicated or the timing is too messy. And that inner ambivalence is actually normal. It doesn't mean the connection isn't real. It doesn't mean you don't want it. It just means you're human and you've been through things and you're not going to just hand your heart over without thinking about it first. And that's wisdom. Honor that. Get clear within yourself about what you actually want, separate from what you think you should want or what fear tells you to want. Because here's the thing, when they finally do reach out, and I feel strongly that they will, you're going to want to receive them from a place of clarity. Not from a place of desperate relief. Not from a place of confusion. From a place of knowing yourself, knowing what you want, and being able to meet this with the kind of grounded openness that allows something real to begin. I'm also getting a very specific message that I feel I need to pass along. This person regrets the silence. Even if they haven't fully admitted that to themselves yet, even if they're still in the part of the process where they're telling themselves they're fine, they don't need to say anything, they're handling it. Beneath that, there is regret about how long this has gone on. There is a part of them that wishes they had said something sooner. There is a part of them that is genuinely afraid that every day they wait is a day they're taking a risk with something that matters to them. And that fear is healthy. That fear is the thing that's going to eventually override the pride and the uncertainty and the paralysis. They are so close to the edge of reaching out that the energy of it is palpable. I can feel it sitting in this reading like electricity. Like something right on the verge of releasing. And for those of you who have been waiting, who have been feeling this pull towards someone and not knowing what to do with it, I want to tell you, your patience has not been wasted. Your ability to hold space for this without falling apart, without forcing it, without abandoning your own center in the process, that is the exact thing that makes what's coming worth receiving. Let me bring this home because I feel like the message needs to land fully before we close. Someone out there holds your name in their mouth without saying it out loud. Someone out there has a draft of a message to you that they've rewritten 100 times. Someone out there has thought of reaching out and stopped themselves and hated themselves a little for stopping themselves and then talked themselves back into waiting and then gotten close again and stopped again. And this cycle, this exhausting, beautiful, terrifying cycle, is not going to go on forever. The energy of 999 is closing the loop. Whatever has kept them at arm's length is dissolving. Whatever has kept the message unsent is losing its power. And the energy of 333 is holding open the door for them to walk through when they're finally ready to do it. You don't have to chase this. You don't have to make yourself smaller to be easier to reach. You don't have to dim anything about yourself to keep them comfortable. You just have to be exactly who you are, the person they keep almost calling, the person they can't fully walk away from, the person whose name sits in their chest like a heartbeat they can't turn off. That is who you are to them. And soon, very soon, you're going to hear from them in a way that makes everything make sense. In a way that answers the questions you've been sitting with. In a way that feels less like a surprise and more like something you already knew was coming, because on some level, you did. Trust the energy around you right now. Trust the 333. Trust the 999. Trust the closing. And trust that what is being cleared away is making room for something that is actually, genuinely, finally right. This message was for you. Receive it. Like and subscribe if this resonated. The comments section is yours, drop what hit you below. And if you want to go deeper on your specific situation, check the description for personal readings. I'll see you in the next one.